In this video, you're going to learn how to edit photos and sell it as an online business. So there's people out there and small businesses that need their photos edited, but they don't know how to edit photos, so they're willing to pay people anywhere between $5 all the way up to $50 per photo. So you might be thinking, I don't know how to edit photos. I've never done any photo editing before. You don't need to know any of that. I'm going to show you how to do all of that in detail in this video. So you're going to learn 3 different photo editing techniques with Photoshop. So even if you don't have Photoshop, I'm going to show you how you can get Photoshop for free soon in this video. So you're going to learn 3 different techniques that you can sell as a service. Then I'm going to show you how to actually sell this service and other people that are doing this as an example. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you something that no one else has ever shown before, and I've never talked about this before on my channel, which is outsourcing these services. So once you actually start selling these services like background removal or photo editing and all that, you can actually pay someone else to do this for you. So let's say you're making like $500 per month with this method. You could pay someone like $200 per month to do all of this for you. You can hire someone from like Philippines or from India or something like that, and they'll do it for like a really cheap price, and all you do is just keep the profit, so it becomes passive income. So this is a new technique that I've never shown anyone before, so make sure you watch till the end of the video so you can learn all of these steps properly. So the first video editing technique you'll learn is background removal. So it's a lot of businesses and people out there that need like a background removed, and I'll show you how to do that, which is the first technique. The second technique is replacing an object or just removing an object from a photo. So you can see the same photo here, but they just removed the pillow and just replaced it with a baby. So I'm going to show you how to do that soon. The next one is just touching up some of the photos, so you can kind of make it into like a better color, maybe make it a bit more brighter and all that. So you're going to learn how to do all of these soon. First, let me show you some examples of other people that are already doing this. So you're going to sell these services that you're about to learn on this website called Fiverr.com. So you can see other people selling this for like $5, $100. So it's like some Photoshop editing right here just for $100. Now the $10 one here, $20 one here. Let's keep. So this is the one example that I found. This person charges $125 just to make a photo just like this, and they've got like a 4.9 star rating, 15 ratings in total. There's another one here. This person charges $10 just to remove this or replace this photo with a baby. Or there's other techniques that they do as well. So not sure. I think they replaced this guy's ball with like a little milk bottle or something like that. So I don't know why someone wanted that, but you can also do that. Then another technique is removing the background. So you can remove the background like a just a white background or something like this, and I'm going to show you how to do all that soon. So let's start with this, just removing the background. So let me just go find a few images to edit as an example. So this is a website called Pexels.com. These are all like copyright free images that you can use. So let's maybe use this. So let's say I just wanted a white background behind this van right here. So I'm just going to copy this image, and let's go into Photoshop. So one more thing, to get Photoshop for free, just go to adobe.com and you can actually get a 30-day free trial on Photoshop. So after that, then it's actually, it's a 7-day free trial, sorry. Then after that, it's actually only $10 per month to use Photoshop. So Photoshop is really cheap now. It used to be like $700 upfront cost to buy Photoshop, and now it's really cheap. It's only $10 per month. So I highly recommend Photoshop. If you learn how to use this, you can do build so many different businesses from this method. So let's go into Pexels.com. Let's copy this image and let's go into Photoshop. So this is the Photoshop dashboard right here. So I'm going to click on File, New. And from the image that I just copied, it already recognized the size of that image. So it automatically gives the size, the width, and the height of that image. And I'm going to give it a resolution of 300. So make sure the resolution is at 300. That means when you print this image or when you publish this image on a website, the resolution will be really high. So make sure it's just left at 300. Then you just click on Create. Now you've got your empty canvas. So now I'm just going to paste in that image. So I'm going to go into Edit, Paste, and there's our image. So there's 2 ways of removing a background from an image. So I'm going to show you both of those ways. The first way is really simple, and that's using this tool right here called the pen tool. So this is it right here. So all you do is just click on the pen tool and just zoom into the van right here with the zoom tool. And let's go to our pen tool, and all we have to do is just make an outline all the way around this van right here. So let's go all the way around. So this might be kind of annoying, but this is something that you have to do in order to crop out this image, crop out the background. So let's keep going. So I might cut this part out right here. So all you have to do is just keep clicking and clicking, and you can just go all the way around, and you have an image. So I'm just going to cut to the end of this cropping right here. So I've just drew a complete outline right around this van right here, and using the pen tool. So that took me about 2 minutes to do. And now I'm just going to zoom out. So I'm going to click on the zoom icon and click on the zoom out icon at the top, and let's zoom all the way out. And you can see this blue line drawn all the way around this van. So I just did that using the pen tool. So now what I'm going to do is cut out this background. So I've got an outline all the way around this van right here, and it knows which one the van is and which one the background is. So to do that, all I have to do is just click on this little mask icon right here. So before I actually click on that, I have to go back to the pen tool, right click into the part which I want to select, which is the van, and click on make selection. Then just leave this feather radius at 0 and click on OK. So now I've got a nice little line going around the van. So now if I just click on the mask icon, it gets rid of the background, and I've just got the van right here. But we also have all of this. Let me just zoom in. We have all of this right here, which is the background of the mountain through the top part of the van. So we also need to remove that. So that's a lot more simple. All you have to do is just click on this magic wand tool right here. So if you click on that, it just selects everything that's a similar color within this image. So let's click on that. Oh, sorry. So let me just when you clicked on it, it just clicked on everything that's a similar color in the whole image. So that's not what we want. If you just click on contagious right here, let's click that off, and let's click on it again. You can see it just selects that little part right here. So now if I just hit delete, click on there again, hit delete, hit delete. So you can see it just easily selects everything that's like a similar color all the way around. So now we got like a nice looking, I'm not sure what this is, but it's like the top part of the van. But now it looks much better instead of having like these little holes like we did before. So now we have a background removed, or well, almost removed. We just get rid of these right here. Let's do this. Cool. So that looks good now. So that looks really good now. So now we have all the background completely removed from the van. So before it looked like this, and now we just completely got rid of that background. So now you can sell this for like $5. Just a simple service. So if anyone comes in here, it comes to Fiverr.com and asks you to remove a background on any image, this is exactly what you do. So that's the first service. So there's also another technique to remove the background as well. So something like this right here. Let's go back to this. So this is a woman's hair, and they got rid of like all the this kind of grayish or yellowish background from this woman's hair, and it'll be really hard to sit there, you know, cropping through this entire hair. So there's a better way to remove this right here. So this is a kind of a, you wouldn't be sitting around, you know, drawing an outline around this hair and all that. It's a lot of detail right there. So there's a better way of doing that when it's kind of complicated like this. So let me find another image to use as an example. So let's maybe this one. No, not that one. Let's find something with like a woman's hair. No, not that one. Let's try, like, I'm trying to find like a similar image. So let's maybe find, so let me just search it up. Maybe I'll just type in like flowy hair or something. Let's see here. So this one is pretty good. We might be able to use that. So this one, it's not too bad. Actually this one is pretty good, but it's already got like a white background. So let's see. Actually, so this one is actually kind of perfect. So we'll use this one here. So I'm going to click on copy image, and let's go back to Photoshop, and let's get rid of this previous image. I'm going to paste that image in. Oops, it's not pasting for some reason. Let's paste that in. So I'm just going to copy this up her head right here. I'm just going to copy this part, copy it and paste it. So I've got an extra copy of just that part right here, and I'm going to make 2 copies of just her head right here. So I'm going to copy that, just drag and drop this layer into this new layer icon. So there's 2 layers of her of the image right now. So there's 2 layers. So we need that to first tell Photoshop which part is the hair and which part is the background. So what we do is, so there's all these layers right here. So I've removed the previous layer, which was the van. Let's get rid of that. So to delete a layer, all you do is just drag and drop it into the bin icon. And we have 2 layers right here. So what we have to do is tell Photoshop this is the background and this is the hair that we want to keep. So to do that, we need 2 different layers. So the top layer, we need to keep that right on top of the other layer and use this tool called threshold. So if you come up to image right here and click on adjustments and go down to threshold, it creates this really cool effect. So if you just play around with this, it kind of picks up the hair around that image. So let's keep going here. So it looks like it's almost picked out the hair, but that's pretty good. You can kind of see the hair outline right here. So let's just click on OK. And now what I'm going to do is just click on the black part right here, which is the hair. And now I'm going to remove this this layer. So if I just click on this little eye icon, it doesn't exactly remove it, but it just hides it. So now it's kind of selected the hair part right here. So, but it's also selected all these black parts right here, which we'll get rid of soon. So what I'm going to do is create another layer and go to this paint bucket right here and choose a red color down here. So I'm going to show you why I'm doing this soon. So on the new layer, I'm going to paint all of this red. Whoops. I'm going to paint all of this red and get rid of this the selective icon. So the reason I'm doing this is because I can see which part I've selected. So I can see that I've selected all of these background parts which I don't want to be selected. I can see that I've selected the dress which I don't want to be selected. So all I need is just this hair part right here, and I need more of this selected right here. So what I'm going to do is just slightly lower the opacity of this red. So you can do the opacity layer right here and just slightly lower that opacity. And I'm going to go back to the paint icon right here. So this is the paint icon. And let's make this brush a bit smaller. So right here at the top, you can make the size of the brush a bit smaller. So you can see the circle getting bigger and smaller as I move this bar. So let's just make it about this size. And let's paint over everything that we actually wanted selected. So all of these are all part of the hair. So let's select all of that here. So we want all of this selected, all of that selected. So let's make the brush a little bit bigger. So that's good. Let's select all of this. And another technique you can also do is right here. It's got all these different types of brushes. So right here you can see this brush. It's not exactly like a circle, but it's like a rough edge brush. So you can kind of do that also as a little technique. So let's select the hair. So it looks good. And now I want all of this removed because I don't want any of this background or the dress or her top to be selected. So let's click on the erase tool and let's get rid of all of this because we don't want any of these selected. Let's get rid of this. It's good. Let's get rid of this. And let's also, part of her face is also selected. So let's get rid of that. Cool. So that actually looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is let's up the opacity so we can see that the hair is selected now. So if you were sitting there like selecting this entire portion, that would have been a lot harder. So now what you do is to select this part right here. All you do is just hold Control or if you're on Windows, or Command if you're on Mac, and click on that layer. So that selects everything within that layer, which is that red color that we selected. So now if you go back to this image, the bottom layer, which is the image that we had as an extra copy, and click on the mask layer, you can see it just crops out the hair. So now you also need the image of the woman's face to come out as well. So what you do is you click on this part right here on the layer. This is the mask part right here. So the white part, so I'm not sure if you can see that, but let me just, so right here, this is the mask. So the white part is the parts you can see, and the black parts are the parts you can't see. So what we have to do is select the paintbrush again, and select the white color and paint over this in white. So what I'm going to do is paint this white here so we can see her face. And if you go back to the image, you can see your face there. So now you just keep going, and now you have the entire image kind of cropped out. So this is a bit more advanced and it's a bit more tricky to do, but you can't do this with every single image. Some of those images you actually have to do it all manually, and you can charge them more for that. So that's just a technique that I use. So let's go back to the second service, which is which one was this? So this was another technique, which was removing a photo, an object from a photo. So let's go find another image. So let's go back to pixels, and let's see here. Let's find another simple image. Let's see what object we can remove from an image. So let's see. Okay, so this one, it's not too bad. Let's try something else. This desk, maybe you could try this. Maybe you could try to get rid of that headphone, but that's pretty simple. I want to use like a bit more of an advanced one as well. Let's see. It's not too hard. Okay, so this one's pretty good. So what I could try to do is I could try to get rid of this plate right here with the cookie. So let's try that. So let's copy this image, and let's go back to Photoshop, and let's paste that image in. So there we go. So what I'm going to try doing is get rid of this plate right here. So to do this, I need an extra copy of this image. So I'm going to make an extra layer. So I'm going to drag and drop this layer into the new layer icon, and it creates two different layers of the same image. And to do this technique, it's actually quite simple. You have to use this tool called the Clone Stamp tool. So let's click on that. And I'm going to make this brush a bit bigger, so you can see this brush right here. And I'm going to leave the hardness at 0%. So I'm going to show you what all of that means soon. So what we're going to do is take a bit of the image here and add it onto here. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to slowly erase this part. So if you're on Mac, hold Alt. I think it's Alt on Mac and Alt on Windows as well. And you can see the brush change. So you can see the brush right here, and you can see it change it into like a little point icon when I press Alt. So now what I'm going to do is select this part of this image. So I've just clicked and selected that part of the image, and when I move over the cursor, you can see it's selecting this part of the image and it's putting it on here. So we're kind of slowly making this plate disappear. So it's kind of like magic. Let's just slowly click this part right here, and let's maybe, that's a bit too much. So let's take maybe some parts from here, this part right here, and get rid of from here. And let's maybe take some from here. That looks good. So let's keep going. So you just kind of slowly select different parts of the table and just keep kind of getting rid of this plate. So you can already see the plate slowly starting to disappear. So let's keep going. So let's take this, add it onto here. So you might have seen like these kind of techniques being done before, and you might be wondering like how did they do that? Kind of seems magical, but now you know how it's done. It's quite easy. So now I might select this part right here and put it over here. Let's start getting rid of that cookie now. So let's get rid of it here. And I might take some bits from here. So you can almost see like a proper table coming along. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. So what I might do now is make the brush a bit smaller to get into those smaller parts right here. So let's slightly make the brush a bit smaller. And it's a bit too much. So you can see the edge of the plate is pretty much gone now. So let's take some bits from here. So that looks good. And let's take some bits from here. Cool. So that looks pretty good. That actually looks like the plate has completely disappeared. So you can see some little crumbs there. So that's a bit of the plate here. And yeah, so plate's pretty much gone now. So we had a plate here before. Now it's completely gone. So that's how simple it is to remove any object from an image. So that's the second technique. Now the third one is, what was the third one? So I've got which one the third one was. Oh, so that's just simply just kind of changing the colors on an image. So this one's really easy to do. So let's go find an image to do that. So let's do this one here. So this is this smoke coming, some yellow smoke coming out of this this guy's hand. So let's take this and let's change the color of the smoke and all that. So let's copy this image. Let's go into Photoshop, and I'm going to get rid of this, and let's paste that image in. So what I'm going to do is just change the color of the smoke. So let's say someone needed the color of this smoke to be like blue or red or whatever it is. So what you have to do is just click on the image layer right here and go to image adjustments. So go down to image and then adjustments and then click on replace color. So now we're trying to replace a part of this image with a different color. So if you play around with the fuzziness right here, it shows you which part is going to be affected. So what I need is the white parts are the parts that are going to be affected. So you can see that entire white part right here, which is the yellow smoke, will be affected. So that's what we want. So let's keep that selected, and we want the yellows to be changed. So let's play around with that a little bit here. So you can see the image color changing as we play around with this. So let's play around with it there. So that's not really changing much. So let's try a different color to like a red. So it looks like this technique isn't changing it that much. It's probably because it can't recognize the photo from you know, it's just too much yellow and it's a bit too many different shades of yellow. So let's try another technique. So I'm not going to give up there. So let's cancel this and let's go back to image. So make sure you're on the image edit image layer right here. So go back to image adjustments and click on selective color right here. So now I'm going to choose which colors I want changed from this image. So there's all these different colors like greens, blues, and yellows. So we want the yellows to be changed. So I'm going to choose yellows. And now you just start playing around with these numbers or these graphs right here. So you can see the color changing as I play around with this. So you can see kind of like a reddish color, bright green. So let's change it back to this. So now just change it into like a pink. So it looks good. So we just changed that yellow into like a pink color now. So that looks perfect. So now, you know, before it was this yellow color and we just changed it into like a completely different color. So you need like different touch-ups. So let's say they needed like, let me show you another example maybe. So let's say they needed like some different touch-ups. Maybe they didn't like the colors on a photo like this. Let's copy this image and let's go back to this and paste that in. And let's do the same thing again. Image adjustments, selective color. And if you choose this time, let's say you just wanted to change the entire color of this image, so you don't like any of the colors in this image. So if you just go into colors and click on neutrals, it will just change everything in this image. So let me show you what I mean. So you can see the whole thing changing into red. So let's say you want it to be a little bit brighter. That's a bit too purple. So contrast is a bit better. So you just play around with this until you see which one is better. So let's see, this is good. So that looks pretty good. It's kind of like it looks quite dark around, and then you can see her clearly with some more light. And you can, you know, make the blacks a bit higher. You can make it slightly lower. You can make the yellows a bit less bright. Yep. So that looks really good. So now I'm just going to click on OK. Now you have an image. So those are 3 different techniques to edit photos. So hope those 3 different techniques were helpful. A lot of people have been asking me for Photoshop tutorials, and there's more coming. And I might even make a brand new channel on Photoshop. And I'm planning to even do like a face reveal on that channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I've got more coming. So now this is how you sell this as a service. So if you go back to Fiverr.com, and all you have to do is just click on make an account here. It's free to make an account. So just go to Fiverr.com and click on become a seller. Then you make an account, and all you have to do is just make a post just like this. Tell them I will clean up, color correct, and I'll do all the repairs on any photos on Photoshop. And then they'll pay you to actually do all of those things. So, and then instantly, just charge them at the start, just like $5 to $10, because you probably won't get a lot of offers if it's too expensive, especially because you probably wouldn't have any ratings, and you they don't really know who you are and all that. So once you get like at least 10 different ratings, then you can put the price up to like 10 to all the way up to like $30, like this guy's doing here. So now you have all of these people like paying you to do all of these things for you. So how do you actually turn this into passive income? So you don't have to sit there and just keep editing photos all the time. So at the start you need to do that, but eventually you want to make it into like a passive income. So what you have to do is go to this website called onlinejobs.ph. So this is where you can find workers from the Philippines for a really cheap price. So all I've done is I just searched up photo editing and clicked on search, and it's just going to load it up. So this is a really great website that hardly anyone knows about, but you can find some really cheap prices just for like $200 per month, $100 per month for photo editing, for writing, for all types of different services. So if you just choose from the different prices right here, this is 12,000 Philippines per month, which is only like $100 in US dollars per month. And if you're making like $10 per day, that's like $300 per month. From Fiverr.com, and all you have to do is just spend $100 per month on this website and just keep the $200 profit. So yeah, you can just kind of work out the maths, see how much it costs to hire a person from here, and see how much it costs to how much you're making from doing all these photo editing and all that. So it's not just photo editing. You can also do like video editing. You can make new videos for people. You can make animated videos for people. You can also find people that do the same exact services from this website. So it's a really great website, and I've been using it lately. And I'll make a video on this in more detail soon. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you wouldn't miss that video. And if you have any questions, you can comment down below, and I'll answer it within the first 48 hours. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.